If you enjoy the outdoors, like to ride your bike, and honor the veterans at the same time, you can do that right in Glens Falls and Saratoga. And joining me today to tell you about what's going on and how you can do this are Cheryl Hage Perez and Travis Viault. And Cheryl is the executive director of the Saratoga Rural Preservation Company. This is like a mouthful.
I know,
rural.
it is. That's why we say
rural.
RPC.
Say this 5 times.
Yes.
And Travis, who is a veteran, and he is from the Down Range Riders.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having us.
And what you guys are doing is amazing. Thank you for doing it because you are having an event to support homeless veterans. Let's talk about your organization and yours also, and how you guys partnered and how you got started.
Well, our Vet Help program is one of the subdivisions of the Saratoga County Rural Preservation Company, RPC from now on. And we have a female veterans housing program, one of 2 in New York State, and a male program for male veterans, and they're transitional housing programs. So during their stay, our staff work with them to help them identify why they're homeless, what their issues are, to connect them with the Albany VA and services, and any other area that they might need help with. We find a lot of our veterans suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, addictions, a lot of the females with military sexual trauma. And so we have support services, and we network with a lot of the current providers right within Saratoga.
And you serve how many counties?
We serve 7 counties with that program. And we also provide financial assistance or services to help prevent a veteran from becoming homeless, to prevent a loss of job or utility shutoff.
And a lot of times people don't really realize that stuff like that happens, but being a veteran yourself, like, what is the toughest thing when you come back from combat? Like, what is the #1 thing that you would say?
When you return from a combat zone, I would say the toughest thing is just reintegrating back into a lifestyle that is not what you're used to overseas, when everything is structured and there's a lot of excitement, and coming home you just have to adjust to that, and it's very difficult.
And it's kind of, well, you're back to reality, but you were in reality there too, so it's like 2 different, like, real, either you fight or you die kind of world, and then here you go. You're a dad also. You said you have 4 children.
I do.
So that must have been really hard to adjust
because
after.
When you're gone, they have their own lives too,
Right.
and they have to find a schedule that works for them that doesn't involve you. And when you come home, you expect to just jump right back into the mix and everything's going to go back to normal, but there's a learning curve and a time period that it's going to take for everybody to get used to you being home again.
Right. And now you're part of the Down Rangers Riders, and we were joking because we were saying, you know, people usually associate bikers, bad boys. They are bad boys, but they are doing something really great, and not just now, but you've also had a bowling event. They cook meals once a month, and now they're having a big event coming up. Let's talk about that event that you are having on May 30th, the Vet Ride and Barbecue, and it's your 2nd annual. How can people participate?
Well, the VFW on Cooper Street in Glens Falls is where we're going to be kicking the ride off from, and kickstands will go up at 11 o'clock. You actually have the flyer.
Yeah, registration.
The registration either starts at 9 or 10.
Starts at 9, yeah.
Starts at 9 o'clock. So we just ask for all the local motorcycle enthusiasts to come out.
And they don't have to be vets, right?
No, absolutely not.
Anyone who likes to ride a bike.
Yes.
Just come and support. How much does it cost?
It's
have
right.
that
Oh, okay. So
It's
$20 per
a
person, and then $30 if you're a couple.
Right.
And then if you don't like to ride a bike, or if you don't have a bike, that doesn't mean you can't participate. You can
And
still
the ride fee includes the barbecue.
Okay.
Which is after at the Saratoga
American
Legion on West Avenue. And if you just want to come and support your veterans, $10 for the barbecue. We will have raffles and some games and some activities. I know we have some massage therapists coming who are volunteering their time. I'll be in the chairs all day. And,
Well, I mean, come on. After 100 miles,
Uh-huh,
you need a
they're gonna
massage,
need a
right?
massage.
Come on.
Absolutely.
but
How long did you say that it takes approximately? Like if it starts at 11 o'clock?
The ride will be returning at approximately 3:30, 4 o'clock.
Okay.
it's a 100-mile ride.
Okay.
And it's a well planned out, trail. And how we got connected was we had put on an event in February, Johnny Cash lookalike with Harold Ford, and one of his co-members, Chandler, from the group, attended the event, and was like, "Wow, I never heard of this organization."
Right.
And we served the same counties that they served, so he contacted us, and that was like a match made in heaven. They've been wonderful to work with, so supportive of our veterans, and
That's great. How many people did you have last year? Bikers?
Last year we had about 75 bikes. and
Okay.
We hope to double that this
Come
year.
on, you guys have to help. There's a lot of
Come on
bikers out there, so
Right,
come on
right.
and join them, right?
Right.
And how much money did you raise last year?
Last year we were able to donate $2,000 to the
Okay.
Adirondack Vet House. We
Okay.
weren't working with Cheryl yet. We hadn't found her, and now we support both organizations.
And people, not all people, but some people out there think, once you're in, combat, you come back, you're a veteran, that you get all these benefits, but that's not the case, right? You're basically like on your own, and that's why services and programs like your organization help.
yeah, I've always said that we spend billions of dollars to train our troops and send them overseas where they risk their lives daily to protect us at home. And then when they come back, they're just,
Right.
there
You're
you
on
go.
your own.
And as I said earlier, even somebody who's been in jail gets a bus ticket and $50 and a new suit.
Right.
Our veterans don't get that. And as Travis pointed out, it's not easy
Right.
to come back and just forget your military life and move on. He woke up with, empty cots next to him of his brothers who were killed in combat. And that's not something you just erase from your
Right.
memory.
And we were talking about before, too, that for some veterans, it's easy to talk about it, but for others, they just, they're very quiet, reserved. And, people often say, oh, we have no idea what happened there. But a lot of times it's also because they don't really have the support to be able to
Absolutely.
let it out, right?
Absolutely. As Travis pointed out, when they come back, they're trying to fit back into their family, and that doesn't always happen, and they feel not so much rejected, but they feel isolated and alone. And I think a lot of the memories and a lot of that isolation feeling, they start self-medicating with alcohol and drugs. They try to block out the stressors that they dealt with day in and day out while in the military, and the sexual abuse, and they start drinking and
Right.
drugging to self-medicate for those purposes. Or they can't, a lot of the jobs that our military are trained in during their service don't convert to civilian life.
Right.
And they come back after 4, 8, 12 years, and they don't have any job skills.
Right.
And the job market is competitive enough,
Right.
so where do they work? They can't support a family of 4 kids making $9 an hour at McDonald's.
Right.
So there's so many different issues that they face, and that's where our Vet Help program comes in. We try to help them reintegrate, reorganize their life, prioritize. They were successful before they went in. They were so successful during their military career. Let's help them continue that.
And thank them for
And
what they've done
thank
for
them.
our country and for us.
I think none of us should ever take for granted what they do for us day in and day out over there. Our men and women, whether they're deployed, whether they're serving food to the rest of them, anytime they answer that call to serve our country, they're doing it for each and every one of us. And if it weren't for them, who knows where we would be.
Right. Well, thank you so much. Thank you, Travis. And again, come and support them, whether you're a biker or not. You can ride your bike, or you could just come to the barbecue and help support. May 30th, it registration at 9 o'clock, kicks off at 11. It starts in Glens Falls, Cooper Street, and then it will end up in Saratoga. And again, this is on May 30th. Thank you so much for joining
Thanks
us.
for
Thanks
having us.
us.
Thank
We really
you.
appreciate it.
And if you
Yes.
would like to see this interview again, just go to looktvonline.com.